Yo, what is up, guys? Gray here, and today we are back with week 2 of the APA Academy Season 2. We're going up against Jason, aka DyeItTight, and the new Britain Rockruffs. And yeah, before I get back into this one, because I recorded this once before and it got copyright claimed, so I'm doing it again. I'm a dumbass and I decided to delete the replay, just delete the video off my system entirely. So now I gotta redo it. But yeah, before I get back into this one, make sure to go and check out Jason's channel. Link down below. He's a great guy, great battler, as well as everybody else in the APA Academy this season. Yeah, they're all really great guys. So yeah, definitely make sure to check them out. They'll be linked down in the description below. But without further ado, let's get into the team matchup. So first off, his team is Rayquaza, Darkrai, Mega Diancie, Skarmory, Nidoking, Superior, Slowbro, Conkeldurr, Krogonal, Electros, and Combusken. Really scary team. I have nothing that switches into a Rayquaza first off. Like there's just no switch-ins really to a physical one on my team. So yeah, that's a bit of an issue. Looking at the rest of his team though, it's like mostly special, and I think I kind of got a little bit too carried away when prepping for special threats. Superior, Nidoking, Slowbro all kind of looked terrifying on matchup. Mega Diancie looked really scary on matchup, but like as you can see, he didn't bring any of those mons, and I prepped for everything that he didn't bring effectively, apart from Rayquaza and Darkrai. Like they were definite. I felt Skarmory was likely to come, and Conkeldurr was like a 50-50, because Conkeldurr does a ton of damage to my team, but at the same time it does just like get OHKO'd by a few things on my team, like quite a few things on my team. So yeah, I wasn't sure about Conkeldurr, but to the 6 that I'm bringing. First off, we've got Tornadus Therian with an Assault Vest, Hurricane, Heatwave, Hidden Power, Steel, and U-Turn. Common trend you're going to see as I go through this team is that you can really see how much I was worried about that Mega Diancie, and for him not to bring it kind of sucked, but there was moves, like mostly Hidden Powers, that were just kind of unnecessary on this team, but this is like a fast kind of special check, mainly to things like the Slowbro, the Superior, the Nidoking to an extent, I guess, and it can also switch into like a Moonblast from Mega Diancie. I think my investment makes me live, or helps me live, a Power Gem from a Mega Diancie. So yeah, that's the set. Hurricane hits a ton on his team. Heatwave hits the things that Hurricane doesn't, pretty much. Apart from Hidden Power still hitting the Mega Diancie, and a U-Turn is just there to get initiative. It's kind of standard on Tornadus. Second up, we got Incineroar, also with an Assault Vest. Common theme within my team is I'm running Assault Vest everything. But this is like a physically defensive Assault Vest set with Flare Blitz, Knockoff, Drain Punch, and U-Turn. Much like with Torn, its stab coverage hits quite a lot. Fire, Dark pretty much hits his entire team. What it doesn't hit, I can hit with Drain Punch. Like Darkrai, I really was terrified of that thing. Tornadus could take a hit from it. Like Torn was my main check, I think, to it, and then Incineroar was like a secondary check, because it does get a Focus Blast, and that still 2-hit KOs me. After Rocks, I think it was like a roll to kill, so it's not like my first switch in, but it's not bad. And U-Turn is just there again for momentum. I really wanted to keep momentum in this game because I couldn't let the Rayquaza come in for free, I couldn't let the Darkrai in for free, and Conkeldurr is something I can U-Turn on quite easily, but I don't have like the best switch-ins, and I didn't realize this because I like overlooked it in prep. I don't have any switch-ins to Conkeldurr, so that is very, very unfortunate. I kind of had to play a prediction game around it. Next up, we've got Mimikyu with a Mimikyu MZ. I think you might now realize why I got copyright striked on my first video. May or may not be because I clicked that Z move and then forgot to edit it at all, and yeah, like 2 hours it got taken down. Shadow Sneak, Shadow Claw, Play Rough, Swords Dance, very, very kind of standard set for Mimikyu. Enough speed to outspeed, I believe, a speed creep of Rayquaza or something like that. I can't remember actually, it's speed creeping something. Really great analysis here, but yeah, it was Jolly Nature with max attack. And then next up we got Mega Metagross with Meteor Mash, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, and Substitute. I was 50-50 between like Ice Punch and Zen Headbutt, I think, on this, because Meteor Mash and Zen Headbutt did 2-hit KO a Rayquaza anyway, but I really just wanted that one-shot ability. But to be honest, Ice Punch didn't really hit anything else, Same with Thunder Punch. Thunder Punch was there for the Skarmory. I kind of felt like I needed it just because I completely get hardwalled by Skarmory if I don't have it. And then Sub is because I can get a free sub up on Skarmory at any time during that game, and as long as he's not Rocky Helmet, then I can 1v1 it pretty effectively. The set that I'm running though, it isn't max attack. It's like a speedy bulk, pretty much. Like it's got enough special bulk to live things, and it's fast enough to outspeed something on his team. Again, like I'm blanking on what he has. What is quite quick? It wasn't to outspeed Mega Diancie. I think it was because I expected him to run modest Mega Diancie, not to try and outspeed my Mega Metagross. So I think my speed was there to outspeed Cryogonal. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. Like, this battle was a couple of weeks ago, and I don't really remember it too well. In my first go round on this, I still didn't remember, and I tried to think whilst at work today what I bought certain things for, but I still can't remember. So I should really make a note of this, and when it comes to actually doing the team builders, then maybe I'll actually know what I brought things for. But anyway, moving on, we got Greninja with Choice Scarf, Ice Beam, Extra Sensory, Hidden Power Steel, and U-Turn. Hidden Power Steel on 2 mons now, and U-Turn on 3. Ice Beam, Extra Sensory actually gave me pretty much coverage on everything on his team, apart from the Darkrai and the Skarmory. To an extent as well, the Mega Diancie as well, so I'm going to grab a drink. And I decided to go with Hidden Power Steel over a Water move, and this was a mistake, I think. Hydro Pump, regardless, was going to OHKO a Mega Diancie, but I don't think it OHKO'd a regular Diancie. And later into the game, like if I was like, I'm stuck in a position where I have to either Ice Beam or I have to Extra Sensory on certain mons. And if I lock myself into Extra Sensory, then Darkrai comes in for free and sets up a Nasty Plot. And after the Nasty Plot, I have like nothing that outspeeds it, and I can just straight up lose to it. U-Turn does do a good chunk to it. I think it might actually OHKO if I remember rightly, but we are mostly like specially offensive, so I'm not entirely sure. And yeah, locking into Extra Sensory is such a risky play for me because yeah, I really can't afford to do that while Darkrai is still alive. Last up, we have got Tangrowth again with an Assault Vest, Giga Drain, Knockoff, Hidden Power Ice, and Shockwave. Yeah, I kind of needed 2 Hidden Powers this week. I definitely needed something to hit Rayquaza and needed something to hit the Skarmory. So I was like, I need to have like Hidden Power Fire and Hidden Power Ice. Don't know how I'm going to make this work, and I realized that it gets Shockwave. So effectively having like 2 Hidden Powers on my Tangrowth this week is again like especially defensive, but with quite a bit of defensive investment actually to be able to take on certain things on his team. I think it takes like 2 Ice Punches from Conkeldurr, something along those lines. But yeah, Assault Vest was kind of unnecessary, I felt, in this game. I think I was only running it for like the Superior, but then I have now got to switch into Superior in Torn, so arguably a better switch in Torn. I really don't understand my own prep, but I think I kind of rushed towards the end. I wanted Tangrowth, and I kind of just threw Assault Vest on it because that was like that was the best set that I could think of at the time. But it certainly would be nice to have something to check his physical mons, to be able to check that Conkeldurr especially. But yeah, let's get into the battle. There's enough of the team builder. Before we get into this, shout out to Lantern Joe for recording again for me. Like, he does all the recording for me. But yeah, absolute champ. Make sure to go and check him out. I think I linked him. I may not have linked him. I think he has a channel. I'm not even sure if he has a channel, but yeah, make sure to go check out Joe if I do remember to link down below if he has a channel. But leading off in this battle, he leads off with Conkeldurr. I'm going to pause straight away. He leads off with Conkeldurr, I lead off with my Torn, and like I said in the team builder, I really don't have anything to take down this Conkeldurr. I have no switch-ins. I'm in a really shitty position if I switch out and he stays in. However, I don't know this set. I don't know whether he's Cobra Berry. He could be Assault Vest with like a ton of special defense investment to live a Hurricane. I really don't know the set, and in return, Ice Punch or like Rock Slide, Stone Edge, something like that will pretty much always OHKO. I think I just running like no physical defense in this whatsoever. And Torn isn't that bulky, but it only has like good special bulk because of the Assault Vest most of the time. So yeah, I'm kind of in a shitty position. I say a shitty position, it seemed like a good position, it seemed like the right lead for me, but as we're going to watch this, I just click Hurricane because I had like nothing to hit this Conkeldurr with. I had no switch-ins to it even, nothing to hit it with. So I go for the Hurricane and I miss, and he goes for the Ice Punch and just one-shots me. So after turn 1 we're 6-5 down, and this puts us on the back foot immediately. My play there, in hindsight, was always to U-turn and go straight out into my Metagross, because there's no way he's going for the fighting move there. He's going to go for an Ice Punch, he's going to go for a Stone Edge, both of which my Metagross resists and has sky high defense, so it would have been able to live it just fine. But no, we're 6-5 down, and that's less than ideal because, like, looking at his matchup now, I have nothing to check his Combustion. And I know that's a weird thing to be scared of, but if that thing gets like a Swords Dance up and is at +2 speed, +3 speed, I think it is, he outspeeds my entire team and can actually just one-shot my entire team. So really not a good start for me. As I'm going to bring out my Metagross. He doesn't know that I don't have Zen Headbutt. I really should have Zen Headbutt this week, like, especially looking at the team that he brought. Yeah, he doesn't know I have no Zen Headbutt, so he's going to go out into his Skarmory. As I'm just going to click the Substitute, I predict him to switch out, fearing the Zen Headbutt. Again, I didn't know his set. He could have had Earthquake on that, and I don't know, is it Pyappa Berry or Pataya Berry? One of the two. I think it's Pyappa that resists his Psychic moves. And yeah, could be in a bad spot again, but the sub seemed kind of like a good way of scouting out to see what he wanted to do. But he goes out into his Skarmory, and we go for the Thunder Punch as he reveals to actually be Rocky Helmet, and this is terrible for us because we straight up lose to a Rocky Helmet Berry, and it will slowly chip away at us. But we get the Paralysis, and he gets fully parried. So I believe he goes for the Stealth Rock there, so that's nice for us. We stop the rocks going up first turn, but I know that I can't stop him from going up in general, and I have no Defogger. I have no removal, so we're in a bit of a, like, even from turn 1 we were on a back foot. Once he gets rocks up, we're in an even worse spot. However, we get super lucky and we get the second Paralysis on the Skarmory. He hasn't really been able to set up rocks yet, as we're just going to go for the Shockwave, as I believe he clicks Roost on this turn. Yeah, he clicks Roost. I think he was just trying to scout to see what I was going to do. Had he clicked rocks there, that would have been ideal for us, but yeah, Roost was his play, as I'm just going to go for the knockoff. And the reason I go for a knockoff here is because it doesn't matter on Tangrowth. Like, that Rocky Helmet residual damage will just get regenerated off, so it's not the end of the world. However, it does mean that my Mega Metagross can come in later and it can set up a sub, and it can be in a position to be able to 1v1 the Skarmory, because there's no way he's going to be able to break my sub unless he's running counter, and I'm fairly sure he would have shown counter earlier on if he was going to do that. But yeah, if he's Stealth Rock, Roost, I would assume Brave Bird, and I don't know, Defog maybe is his fourth move, then yeah, he's not going to have counter. It seems like a really weird set to be running counter. So yeah, I go for a knockoff here to kind of give my Mega Metagross a chance to set up on this later. So he's just going to set up the Stealth Rocks, and that is kind of bad for me. 2 Shockwaves I don't think took him out from the range he was at. Certainly a roll. Looking at that damage, I think it was like a 50-50 roll. So we actually get a second Paralysis. I think he's about to set up Spikes on that turn, and that would have been really, really bad for us. So we get super, super lucky so far. Like, we missed the Hurricane turn 1, but we got 3 turns of Paralysis in a turn. So I think like the hacks spectrum is more in favour of us this week. However, what is not in favour of us is the fact that he has a Rayquaza and it can just click Dragon Ascent and get a kill here. This is my defensive switch in to a physical Rayquaza. And as we are going to see, it's not really a switch in. We go from 142 down to like 70, I want to say. 72. So it's a roll to get the kill, and he's at minus defenses. So if I go for a knockoff here and he goes for a Dragon Ascent again and doesn't kill, then we were in a really good place. But he does switch out. He switches out into his Conkelda. And we're going to reveal that he was indeed Cobra Berry. So that first turn really did not matter at all. It did matter in terms of damage. It'd be nice to have got the Hurricane damage. Even through a Cobra Berry, that would have done like 60-70%, I think. So it's very unfortunate, but at the same time, it's Hurricane, it's 70% accurate, and it's Bonds. It's the games we play, so... here he's just going to go for the knockoff and knock off my completely irrelevant Assault Vest, because I'm never switching this in on a special threat. And just goes for the Drain Punch next turn, and this is where it would be really nice to be fully Fizz Death with, like, I don't know, Rocky Helmet or something. Yeah, so he's going to get a ton of damage off with that Drain Punch. I'm going to use Giga Drain and get about 25% in return. But I am now definitely in range of the Ice Punch. I don't see him going for a Drain Punch again because he's not really gaining anything from it. He's actually losing a bit of health. So yeah, he just goes for the Ice Punch and knocks out my my Tangrowth. Again, I could have made that read, but like Tangrowth was really doing nothing against the rest of his team. The only thing it did kind of check was the Electros, but yeah, it didn't matter at all. And okay, so here I go for the Meteor Mash. And this is where not having Zen Headbutt really comes back to hurt me. We missed out on that KO. I think he was on like 6 health after the Meteor Mash. And now it means that I can't sub up. He goes for the Mach Punch. We do live that. I unfortunately hit the Meteor Mash to turn after, so we get rid of the Conkelda. Big crit, definitely mad. But now we're just in position to get swept, to just die to anything. Mega Metagross is completely useless at this point. So I'm just going to stay in and click Thunder Punch again. If I had Zen Headbutt, this turn and just like hadn't shown it before, that'd been like a fantastic bluff. Because I predicted to protect, like there's no reason for him not to protect there. And I actually thought he would outspeed me this turn, but he doesn't, and we get a Thunder Punch off. And this does a solid like 70%. As he's just going to pick up the KO with Brick Break. Not often you see a Combusken KO a Mega Metagross, but hey, today's the day. And now this is like my first misplay, and it's not... I didn't think it was a bad play. If he just thought he outsped at this point, not knowing I was Choice Scarf, then I killed the Combusken with Ice Beam, and I was in a really good position after that. But he is not a dumb player, he just goes for Protect. And now this is in a position where I kind of have to go ahead and switch out again, because +3 Combusken does outspeed a Choice Scarf for Ninja. So I need to switch out and go ahead and sack off my Incineroar. I expected him to just go for the Break here, but he actually fires off the Firium Z, which turns out to be Z Fire Blast. So I think there's a chance this doesn't kill, because it's a Combusken, and I am Assault Vest Incineroar, but I don't think it... I'm not sure. At the range it's at, I think it's probably a very good chance to kill. But he's going to throw off the Inferno Overdrive, and I am going to go down to the Z Fire Blast. Unfortunately, we lose Incineroar kind of for nothing, and that does hurt me a bit, because the Intimidate is still nice. If I get one more Intimidate off on the Rayquaza, then maybe something doesn't die to a Dragon Ascent afterwards. But we're going to go ahead and send it in our Mimikyu, who is going to just Shadow Sneak this kill, and this is what I should have done in the first place. I don't know why I didn't do this initially, but yeah, Combusken picked up 2 KOs against me, and man, that's the most work that a fucking NFE mon has done against me ever, I think. And here I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to skip this animation, so I'm going to go ahead and pause after... You know what? I'm not even going to risk it. I'm not even going to risk it. As you're going to see, we're going to go for the Z move. Let's Snuggle Forever. Bam, bam, bam. Gets the damage up. We've gone too far. We'll go back here. I don't know if that's going to get me copyright. I really hope that doesn't, because it's not the full animation. I swear to God if I get copyright strike again for this. But yeah, we can throw that off. It does like a solid 70% to this Electros. I think if it wasn't physically defensive, then it just died to it, and I was actually in a pretty good position if it just died, because I was still behind my disguise and I could one-shot this Rayquaza, I could one-shot the Darkrai. But unfortunately, we're not in that position. He's going to click Dragon Ascent. I have no switch-ins, so my Mimikyu is going to die. I could have Shadow Sneak there, but there was really no reason to. Ice Beam 100% killed this, and it gives me the intel at least he's Scarfed. Like, there was no reason. If he wasn't Scarfed and I would play rough and got the kill, then I was in a fantastic place. But unfortunately he was, and I'm just going to throw off the Ice Beam. Here actually Jason messaged me saying, can I Mega Evolve? Because, just for memes. But unfortunately after he Mega Evolved, the Delta Stream meant he like guaranteed lived this Ice Beam like quite comfortably. So yeah, sadly he couldn't. We didn't get a Mega Rayquaza this time. And here my only way of winning is to get either the Ice Beam freeze or for him to miss 2 Focus Blasts. And I don't know what is more likely than out of the two, but yeah, that's our like win con, or a crit Ice Beam into regular Ice Beam as he misses a single Focus Blast. Like, we basically just needed the hacks to be with us, and unfortunately it wasn't to be. We are going to go down to that Focus Blast. Good game to Jason. We go down 2-0 in week 2, and now we're at 1-1 +2 differential, I do believe, going into our week 3 game against Matt O'Shea and the Montreal Milotics. Just wait for Jason's picture to load. And yeah, our week 3, like I just said, is against Matt O'Shea. He has a terrifying team. Again, I feel like our Ubers are just slightly underwhelming in comparison to like this guy. Like, Jason's got Rayquaza, Darkrai, and we're sitting here with like 2 regular mons, just with like slightly better abilities or slightly stronger. I don't think Mega Metagross and Greninja are by any means like underwhelming, but it just kind of feels like when I'm prepping they're slightly underwhelming compared to these ridiculous Ubers that I'm coming up against. But yeah, if you did enjoy the video, then please do make sure to like and subscribe for more Draft League content. Be a whole ton coming up soon. Like, I've got recording days today and on Wednesday. Today is Monday, breaking the 4-4. But yeah, there should be like tons and tons of league content coming up in the next kind of couple of weeks or so. So yeah, make sure to subscribe to not miss any of that. And yeah, without me rambling on too much, have a great day, guys. Until the next one, peace.